What is stealing? Listen, what is stealing? You know, marriage is not solely based on one thing.
Sometimes
money should be involved. Why? Because if you don't have money, the child will be bastard. So welcome to Eyeline Studios. This is another episode on Vibes on Vibes. My name is EMG Darlington. So working on the media today, I saw something about Nana McBrown talking about marriage. Let's watch the video.
I always tell people, that me are Caribbean, after 35.
What are you saying? That you will not consider marriage before 35? Really?
After 40 or probably 45.
You are setting the standard.
But me no be awo.
So according to Nana McBrown is saying that a lady is supposed to get married after 35 years, and the men are supposed to get married after 40 years. How true is that, Mr. Asayla?
Welcome back, my niggas, for the motion, whatever it is. Let's talk about it. So Nana McBrown says men must marry after 40 years, and I think she's making a complete sense. Yes, she's making sense. Women
making a complete sense.
Yes, she's making sense.
Why is she making sense?
She's making sense because I think people these days marry at early ages. Sometimes
yes, F.
Sure. Sometimes people don't even have idea about marriage.
Asylum.
They just get up and get to marriage.
Asylum.
Boom.
Do you know how it feels like?
Bump.
Do you know how it feels like to be in your early stage and getting married? Do you know how it feels like?
How does it feel like? Have you been there before?
I haven't been there before, but I've seen so many of them.
Look at this man.
That is really nice and beautiful. Let me tell you something. You get married, let's say, you know, marriage is not solely based on one thing. You get it? Sometimes it's not about money, but I feel like money should be involved. Why?
We are talking about age.
Yes,
the age
yes.
You have to be before you get married.
I know that's what we are talking about, but I'm saying something leading to something. Money should be involved. Why? Because if you don't have money, the child will be bastard.
Do you know who a bastard is?
A bastard is a child who doesn't have father. I know. But
I'm
saying this, I'm not confused. I'm saying the child will be bastard because it will be like the child is not even having a father. Do you know why? Because there's no money in a marriage. The mom is not having, the dad is not having. Who is taking care of the child?
No, listen. The way you are talking, as if marrying early brings money to the marriage.
It doesn't bring money, but what I said.
So what are you saying?
No, the point I am making right now is money should be involved because as I make one thing here.
As why that?
Me as I make an say, oh warrior. And you know a particular problem, no. What I say, but you should involve in it. Like you should involve money in the marriage because who needs a car? Seriously, I call no better no heno.
Say name for biahum.
Into him with Nana McBrown's issue, whatever she's saying that women are supposed to marry after 35 years and men are supposed to marry after 40 years. No, I don't agree with her because I don't know why would you tell me say I should marry after 40 years? 40 years, let me cry. Let me
40 years, listen, people today marry at early ages, and sometimes small girl, 21 years, worry.
It is nice and beautiful.
One chilling point,
What is stealing? Listen, what is stealing?
Simple, sir.
What are you saying?
Charlie, you have to chill small. Don't just get up and marry like at early age.
It's not about chilling, Nana. When you're chilling,
it's about what?
You don't have to get married after 35 years and after 40 years. What do you mean by that? Now, you
are making noise.
What are you saying?
You are making noise. Relax.
How am I making noise?
Relax. We are not fighting.
If you marry at the age of 40 years,
we are not fighting. Relax.
If you marry at the age of 40 years, asylum, and then the child gets to 20 years, who how many years? How many years?
Listen.
How many years?
Hey,
you not answered me.
My brother.
I said if you marry at the age of 40 years,
you are lost.
Question me,
let me put you on the road.
Don't put me on the road.
Let me put you on the road.
I can't walk on the road. Question me, I said if you marry at the age of 40 years, now currently 20 years, what are you saying?
Right now, you're not making sense.
Why are you not answering my
We are
question?
talking about marriage. We're not talking about giving birth. You can give birth and want to be married. Know the difference.
You can give birth and you
Know the difference. You can give birth and not be married. So according to her number, she's not saying give birth at 40 after marriage. No. She's saying marry after 40. And she's making sense.
She said something. Say it is good. Sometimes it's good to give birth before getting married.
Of course.
Why is it good
It's
to
the
give birth
best.
before
It's the best to
Asylum,
give
let me
birth
tell you
and marry. It's the
In
Charlie,
which-
there's nothing better than giving birth before getting married.
In which Bible is it written inside that you have to give birth before you get married?
Put Bible aside.
This is not putting Bible aside. What do you follow?
Listen,
Is it the Bible?
Listen,
Don't you follow the Bible?
Listen, we follow Bible.
Good.
Let me give you a scenario. Adam and Eve give birth without marrying. Don't worry, Adam and Eve, they didn't get married. There's nowhere in the Bible that stated that Adam and Eve got married.
What's Adam and Eve gave birth?
Adam and Eve gave birth. They didn't marry. Did they marry? They didn't marry, but they gave birth.
Do you know the age they gave birth?
What age? What age? What age?
You and I don't know.
You see, you are lost.
You don't know. Do you know the age they gave birth?
You asked me, so you have to know.
I'm asking you. Some workers say they didn't marry before they gave birth.
Of course, they didn't marry.
And I'm asking you, say, who name age? No more answer, no more.
No more
you
age.
don't know.
No more age.
Who name? It's what mean carry our canon. So one more. Say, you say more 25 years now. More answer, no more. If you are 25 years, you give birth before getting married. It is normal. I normal because mama ka some show. And normal because akolano obenyini edu some certain age no. Na ni mama eden. Ni mama gusu ye young.
We are not
And
talking
that is
about
nice.
childbirth. We are not talking about childbirth. Listen, I want you to
You are
get a
even lost.
difference.
You don't even know
Listen,
what
get a difference.
How old was your mother when he was
When
getting
you
married to your dad? How old was your mother?
You are
Was
with a
getting married to your
man.
dad?
You people can give
Family
birth
outcome.
and still want to be married. But the family knows that these people are together. The man's family knows that he's with this lady. The lady's family knows that she's with
This
this
is
man.
absolutely nonsense.
You understand? So they have kids. The family knows. So, to certain age, when the lady gets to 35 plus, then they get married. It's that simple. They have kids already. You understand? They have kids already.
When the
So it's
lady
now
gets
time for the
35 plus.
massive wedding. Yes. She has kids already.
That was not the conversation.
What are that?
You are actually lost. That wasn't the conversation I raised. The conversation is I actually brought this inside because she said it. The conversation is a lady should get married after 35 years and a man should get married after 40
After
years.
40.
Mumba.
They've given birth.
Na se woni ba so e.
Omoma.
David tie. Omo ma say ade wo asem na waka.
Omoma.
Let me ask you a question. What if you've not giving birth?
Now if na say
If you've not giving birth, you should get married after 35 and 40 years.
it's normal.
Salam, what do you think about that?
Sarah gave birth at age 90. What's new in this world? Nothing is new. Sarah gave birth at age 90. Nothing happened. Oh?
Sarah mra so na wudi.
Nothing in here.
Ni na ka dey.
Me was simple scenario. Me was simple
What you are
scenario.
saying is not
Say,
making sense.
Giving birth at age 35 as a lady doesn't spoil anything. It's better than you giving birth at early age
Yes.
and sometimes
You are lost.
no man to take
I
care of
never
the child.
said say giving birth at 35 at age 35 is wrong. I never said anything like that.
What did you say?
I am saying that I am against that. So Obeka say you should get married after 35 years and after 40 years. Nasa, you finally say you niba. We don't have a child. You get it. I've not given birth. You get it. Or you've not given birth. And then you've getting to the age of 35 years, 40 years. I have to why.
Still answer she.
Asylum.
Why are you rushing?
I asked you a question. You never answered me. When you give birth at age, you can't even tell me say at that age 40, you give birth.
You give birth. As a man, you give birth.
Oh, why yeah? Now, what's that 40 years now?
Now 40 years. I to pump boy saying. I to pump power minute power.
How many months does it take for a lady to get pregnant or to deliver a baby? How many months?
Mas I to pump the
How many months? Asylum. How many months?
That's it. What?
How many months does a lady take to deliver a baby?
9 months, of course.
9 months.
9 months, less than a year.
What are you at age 40? Everyone is already at age 40. Age 40 now. Who are you? Who are you in January? Who are you in January? January now. Who are you? Everyone is a 1 year girl in February. February calculate kwesi December.
It's still less than a year.
What are you saying?
It's still less than a year.
Maybe you're not
So you
41
give birth.
now. Maybe you are giving birth at 41. If you give birth at 41, calculate. By the time the child will be 2 years, add it to your age.
She
And then by the time the child, no, it's not even 2 years. By the time the child will be 20 years, add it to your age.
Still,
How
shouldn't
old
say,
would you be?
Still, it won't spoil anything. Sometimes it's better.
It won't spoil anything.
Sometimes it's better giving birth
what are you
at
saying?
old age. Let me talk.
At age 41,
Allow me to talk. Allow me to
my
talk.
baby is 10 years, I'm about 20 years.
You spoken.
As
Let me
an
talk.
organ.
It's better to
doesn't make
give
sense.
birth at old age and take good care of the children than giving birth at early age for you to serve the children.
When you give birth at early age, you have the strength and the ability, capability to take care of the child.
He's making noise. Charlie,
take
English
care
no
of a child.
capacity, little.
Let me tell you something. I'm just
And
being
then-
honest to you because
So what street no more? There are so
Sir,
many
when you-
young. Oh,
when it's
let me
70
talk
years,
some.
80 years, that be TMA. When it's 70
Today,
years,
so
80
what
years,
street no more?
what are you saying?
There are so many young ladies in the street. They are carrying babies with even no husbands. Some girls who have to go and sell some petty things just take care of their babies.
That is it,
Simply
man.
because they rushed.
Yes,
Rushed
that is
life
rushing.
to go and marry.
You don't understand what you're even saying. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't understand what you're saying. What did you say? You said they rushed. Now when you're ready, I'll quiet side.
Exactly.
And so if you're not ready,
Exactly.
you shouldn't get married.
So-
But I don't just say you should get married before after 35 and after
Listen,
40.
you have
It
to
doesn't
take
make
your time.
sense.
Take your time before getting married. You see, sometimes these young girls, all they want is to get married. You need to do to one young girl, 25 years, now she ring. Like, or person you won't say like wawari or she
Yes,
ring.
fair. It is beautiful.
Our rest are no, in most cases, because they have no idea about marriage.
Ah,
That's the gospel fact.
let me tell
Our
you
rest are
something.
not because the girls
Let
have
me
no
tell you
idea
something. If you-
about
Let me
marriage.
tell you something.
On him she for our
If you are stupid, you are stupid. If you are foolish, you are foolish.
Mhm.
So who nim she? Who nim she? The man 100 years set na steady or banner warrior. Still cry who nim ni dia.
Oh boy. Oba umbrella.
My goodness.
So warrior. She has no answer. Na dwemo se dando. Nti smart no na of say break up because she doesn't know how difficult it is to find a man to marry.
Now,
Same applies to the
who
guys.
says when you get married after 40 years and after 35 years, you can't break up with your husband.
And yes, you can still break up by no intensity
And
because
that's
you've been through a
it
lot.
is normal.
You've been through a lot, and you know it's not easy finding a real one in this new generation. And yet easy. So, but like to find somebody as a real husband or wife, it's not easy. So
Viewers.
when you marry early, they just want to have the ring on. Say, yeah, I'm married now. Yeah, move fair. Least mistake, she's breaking up with you. Divorce or no.
I know a lot of ladies and a lot of guys
Oh, boy, only move ya.
married.
You don't only move ya.
who got married at early age.
Go, only move ya. Only move ya. Only move ya.
Unim time and papa wire
And
man.
then fahun.
Unim age and papa wire man.
And fahun.
But they still live together happily.
Oh, if you're any
Say, if you understand each other, there's nothing like breakup. There's nothing like maintenance and steady and sana makwako and esa obani be jam and abema be
Our
jam.
antemo de nye munjai. Wamu. We are munti no chantro. We don't know what.
I'm being honest.
Oh.
I'm being honest because Charlie, ube jawa awaye be gu ebegu. And fa woni how many years I am set na na steady awaye no.
Oh.
The why ebegu ebegu.
It's a lie.
See,
Like-
let me tell you something. You
Listen.
can study a lady. You can be with a lady for like so many years. It's no in the suban chair. Are you aware?
Same as men.
Are you aware? Yes, both sides. I'm not talking about the ladies alone. Men to the same thing. And you know what show say? Oh, I had that 45 age now, 45 years and 35 years now. Our into mingo.
And I'm say 35 years or bano or nyansa. Na jumo da ho. Me can say mun kwala na mwala wala Jimmy.
Asylum.
35 years ni
You are
no.
not making
She's
any
been through a
sense.
lot.
Seriously, I'm not
It's
making any sense
no
at
no.
all.
On him say Nema way any kwan say oh yeah as a wife. We any kwan say as a wife. But young girl now no print ma akwa no. Ono nim show. Onu say like this look at the features like a 2 no for bibi ajan so. Intini kunu ye say bia ka no or file for divorce.
All this we are talking
But
about.
35 years ni na wonu for collapse no. Aware no wa hambo hu na ogum. Be nyoma any kwan say oh yeah.
International. What you are saying? Let me tell you something.
something.
When you're 35 years now, no full collapse. Now remember why? I say, man, I won't know.
Na say tie you can't say 35 years no after am go shawo dabi 35 years no you've been with her already mo nkwara da mo awoma after am go worry unim say
It is not advisable. It is never advisable
wow
to give birth before getting married.
hey
You need baby.
that's the best
Sure?
that's the
If it happens that way, meaning say, A mistake na ba mfonso na ba.
No boy, mistake be my. Adam even
But it is
mawale.
not advisable to give birth before you get married.
It's a lie.
And fair. Get married first. Hey, I've seen a lot of married people happily together.
You haven't seen anything.
And son omo ye de omo wo. Hey, fair.
Oh boy,
Get married first. I'm not saying it's a mistake if you give birth before getting married. It is not a mistake. But maybe an mfonso na ba. Maybe a mistake in a buy. It is normal. But if you're not giving birth, please study the guy very well. Study the lady very well. Make sure you know each other very well. You get it before getting married. When you get married, give birth to the number of children you want to give birth to. It is nice. At your early age, about 35, no 45, no, it is never advisable. Why?
It's a lie.
It is never advisable.
Listen, me, I've been saying always say me your wedding. Say me your wedding after say ma worry say like many obano like yakwe buson fi ma we buson for him say many on baba no ete ho we day together,
you know.
Now we've given birth then things after 10 years that's when we'll do massive wedding because I won't say our agina
after 10 years.
Yes, after 10 years, a decade before we will do massive wedding because that's when I'll accept it. Say this is marriage our agina but say means sorry kofa young girl be na shasha no within 1 year 2 years no ya prepare ya go free busan for toku suani drinks na ya free ko for am better than didi within 2 years 3 years our egu ubua nsi. So me before I do massive wedding that meaning we've been together for 10 good years with children. As I'm a wedding
I don't blame you and I'm not blaming you because you are still growing.
I'm still growing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, call a small boy.
You are still growing. Who name she won't? And if when you get home, ask your mother or your father. Say at what age should you get married?
The same thing they did. Me parents here wedding chair. My parents here wedding chair.
Oh, sometimes. Oh, it is normal.
What I say?
It is normal. Any day normal. Who tomorrow you about your wedding? Normal. Obianka say no. No, maybe no munisika.
My parents niska.
That be tie. Question asama make I want.
David. Some phone of them.
Omuniska.
My parents niska.
Uniska. Who do me worry? Wait, why?
It is kind of worry. It is kind of worry.
How did you know why?
It is kind of worry.
What did you know why?
You first worry.
It's Uniska better why?
Our get first come.
Our you why anything?
Internet scaff worry to me gunu.
Who why anything?
Bill Gates worry and win.
Who why anything?
I said our first come. Our is about understanding. What worry obano? And first come one can worry first come one and can scaff for unjaida. It can scaff for
the as you are taking the girl home,
listen.
Go and see the mom and dad.
Let me
what are you saying? What you saying? It doesn't make sense.
Hey.
It is not making sense.
Hey.
You are going to the lady's house.
Listen.
You are going to the lady's house to see the parents. Any busian for. Who knows them permanent?
Listen. Making noise doesn't mean you are winning though. Who tend to like it doesn't mean you are winning though. Nyabote nkasa. What I say? Who tend to kai doesn't mean you are winning. And not just winning to kwano. To kwa de minu nya winning ba kompoye. Aware nke first come won. Okay, for Munja Vareda. But more about it's a for Jack is
I've asked you 2 questions.
Question
answered me. If you get married at the age of after
my 40 years.
After your 40
with
years.
my 2 beautiful kids.
Yes, with your 2 beautiful kids.
My daughter.
No. Let's assume you're not having kids.
I have kids.
Let's assume
I have kids. I have kids.
I said, let's assume you are not having kids.
I
know why after 40 years. I know why. I know planning 20 years. What is that 20 years cow age? What did he say?
Listen.
What did he say? You've not answered me.
Many.
The second one too was.
Many, all right.
The second question too.
Let me answer the first one for you.
Okay, answer.
Let me answer the first one for you. Akwala hen. So akwala. Age. A number keke. Age is just a number. Some people can give birth early. Right now, their children are miss. They are incredible. We are saying miss them penny. But some no. Like as a money penny because omo never mean be. Yemfa stone boy name by example. Some no, but no more name me put mini back on.
The stone boy gave birth before getting married.
Killer T. What can we say movie? Let me talk to my people.
Young lady and a young.
Let me talk to my people. Sometimes who to me won't them according to me breast na what 30 years. Obi so won't them but nipa na we nyans na oba no nipa no was car into small boy 15 years no one car or in dine into what 30 years kra sa kwa no on fa onye hwe because we pene kwase ya dem can be say uti ase
me ti ase
why pene kwase ya o apala keto ani so
I will
What you
never
say?
listen to what
An
you are saying
adult
because
with
what you are
no
saying is
an
that
adult with no money, no we are waste products. Grandma, I don't know what's canon. So we are away.
Tell
We are paying on this car.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, parents our them.
Uh-huh.
I want them.
Uh-huh.
Now so uniska.
Uh-huh.
Nso obìnrin nso ni parents our them. Yeah, one on them. But saa kwara no this car anyin no. I'm a small boy, be 18 years old car ofie. We are ball like a man. Who to say, who send a penny age mu, but ewo ye dim no some penny. Into we waste kamano.
Into what campus is saying?
Me can't go say, I want them the quarter same. I want them, I want them into the annual day. Why won't them into your day? Fail food in our bubble, fail food in. Or say 22 years and then, or on qualatre. Or on qualau, tray. Who tia say, 24 years, who niba. Me tell say, yes, car. Or qualatre. Oh, for us, our no. Me show.
I said, no, can you say him? What is in your saying?
Oh,
That is why I keep shouting. You say him. Why are you saying
Zero.
into why no. Who's what is saying? We 23 years on qualatre. Why are you saying
Zero worry. Ronaldo worry. Ronaldo worry.
Say off.
Ronaldo worry.
Say off.
I know. But wait here.
Say off, Anna.
Messi Ronaldo worry.
Say off.
Messi Ronaldo worry.
Ladies and gentlemen, see,
Ronaldo worry. You want to wait here?
I don't know how this is going to be right now. I don't know how it's going to be. But I said a whole lot. I said a whole lot. Viewers, Makasa sa mi minim na me ya. But that's meaning crazy. I've said a whole lot here. I said a whole lot. Who is making sense? Is it advisable to get married after 35 years and after 40 years? Is it advisable? If no, tell me in the comment section. If it is yes, tell us in the comment section. Please follow us on all social media platforms. Align Studios. This is the end of this episode. We are out.